welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you've been following me for a while, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So today I'm going to be making the closure for this, for my September journal. I finished it. I wanted to kind of get ahead of the game. I'm finding myself working on some of these projects well into the month that it's for, the next month after it's done. So I thought it'd be fun to get it done early, have lots of spots for my journaling, and I've actually started October's. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do the closure on this because as you can see, it's rather wide. One of the things that I did in here that I really kind of didn't expect to do is use up just a lot of ephemera that I have worked on and made over the last few months that I just kind of wanted to have kind of use things up a little bit. I'm kind of getting a little overwhelmed by the amount of stuff I have, and I thought it would be nice to just kind of downsize it a little bit and start from scratch. So I'm also really enjoying picking a theme every month. It's just been really, really fun. So what I've decided is that I'm going to use a masterboard because I want this closure to be thick. But I'm not really too keen on this image on the back here. So I'm going to go ahead and use up a little bit of the scraps from this journal and cover this and then attach it on the outside so that the bend on it stays the same. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the front or if the patchwork type situation here is going to be the front, but we'll see as soon as I get it cut down and I get everything kind of organized. So how I do this is, or how I'm going to do this is the first time for me. Like I said in the beginning, I want it to close a little, but I don't necessarily want it, to feel like it needs to be squished. I just kind of want this to be a little less. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of push down on it a little bit and then get a measurement. And from what I can see, it says 2 inches. Let's see. Let's make sure that this is on here. Yeah, it says about 2 inches, but I don't know why. Hold on. This doesn't seem like... Let's do it this way. Yeah, it says 2 inches if I squish it. Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do is I have 2 inches there. So I have 2 inches. And this way, I believe, is 9 inches. Well, I should do it on this part right here. So yeah, 9 inches. So I want that handy. And I want to measure how far in I want to go from here. So I'm thinking if I go out 3.5 inches, that's my comfort zone. So I'm going to go out 3. So the 2 plus the 3.5, that was 3.5, right? Equals 5.5. So I want to cut this 5.5 by 9. So what I want to do is I want to put a score at 2 inches on this just to make sure that I don't, so that when I fold it, it doesn't maybe crease it or buckle it. Where do I have? Here we go. Luckily, my cutter has lines in it. So I'm going to go at 2 inches. Put in my crease. There's a lot of layers to this, so I'm actually pretty happy that I'm doing this. But what I think I want to do is use my ruler. Whoa. Set that aside for a minute. Let's see. See how this looks. Yeah, that's about right. I think I might have liked for it to be a little bit farther in, but I'll try to remember that on my next one. This will be fine. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the paper. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing paper to this, and I'm going to fast forward that part. All right, it's nice and dry. So I'm going to be keeping this particular project simple because I just want to get it done, to be honest with you. I was going to do the ties and some grommets and, you know, just different things. And then I decided, you know, it will be okay if I decide to just do Velcro, the adhesive Velcro, because I thought, you know, I just wanted to kind of go easy this time. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this piece on the outside here. And then I'll trim it up. It'll look like that. So what I'm wondering right now, though, is do I like that side, or I would like to not tear this outside piece. Maybe if I'm careful. It's still a little bit damp, so it might be okay. Try that. I think I like that. That's really pretty. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece to this right here. Whoops. Let's do that. That's going to make it a little difficult. Okay, so I'm going to glue this piece here. But what I want to do first is I want to ink it. Then I'm going to glue it and clamp it. And then I'll come back and put my little Velcro dots on, and then we'll do a flip through. So what I'm kind of wondering is if I want it to be, first I'm going to ink it, and then I'm going to see if I want to round these corners just a little bit. Yeah, I've decided to just go ahead and do it because I just feel like that's going to get caught on stuff. Okay, let's see what we have here. Hopefully it is not crooked. Oh, good. I got it on there straight. Awesome. Okay, so let's see. Now, the one thing is that I don't want to do too much of that, because that's actually what I was doing when I measured this, I think, is I was pushing it too far that way. I would like these to be a little bit more, I'd like it to be a little straighter. So, I mean, have this edge right here match this edge, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead and put a clip there real quick. Hopefully that will hold it nicely. See how this is kind of buckling here? I could put another piece of paper there, glue it on there, and make that so it's not so loosey-goosey. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another clip here, and then I'm going to measure these two spots right here. It's not super critical that this is perfect. I get that, but the closer we can get to even, it'll just look a little bit nicer. Okay, so we have, it looks like, you know, 2 3/8, or 2 1, 2, yeah, 2 3/8, I do believe, yeah. And then that one looks like 2 3/8. Make sure. That looks like 2 1/4 there. That looks like 2 1/4. So I'm going to move this one in to 2 1/4. Yeah, okay, that was easy. I think what I'd like to do though is use one of my friction pens. So these pens are really nice. When you use them, a lot of people that quilt use these because when you iron or use a heat gun, it makes the marks disappear, which is a lot easier for me than trying to erase pencil. So what I want to do is I want to first mark where the edge is, I mean, and I want to measure in what I think would be a decent closure. So we're at 9. So I think if I go in 2 inches on each side, that would do it. Yeah, I'm going to go 2 inches. So I'm going to go 2 inches here and 2 inches here. And then I'll probably want to come in from the edge, maybe a 1/2 inch. Let's see. I'm thinking a 1/2 inch will be enough. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to put the fuzzy part against the, not fuzzy part, I don't know. I'm sure there's a technical term for it. And then take them off, put it on. I could have put that one on a little more evenly. Let's see if we can get that one. Yeah, there we are. Now I don't know. Now I don't know which part is up and which part is down. Yeah, okay. There we go. And then I want to bring this in. And line it up on each of these like that. Press. And let's see if this works. Ah, Nope, it didn't. Let's see. It said it would work on the packaging, so there. Okay, so I'm going to get my heat gun. So I still think that what I did was I'm buckling this a little bit more. I'm going to try to fix that. I'm going to see what I can do to fix that, because that's not making me happy at all. Let's try that again. So yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I'm going to see if I can get these back off of these again, off of the journal without destroying it. I'm sure there was an easier way to do this, and you were probably saying out loud there is an easier way to do this, and I wasn't listening. But you know, you just got to try, you know. So turn it around. If I have to put extra glue on these little puppies or get a different, you know, a different style, I will. But I had to get what they had at my local Joann's, so I just went ahead and grabbed what I could. So I'm going to put it back on here, and I want to keep that straighter. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Try to get that even. Okay, let's put that on there real quick. Yeah, I think that might work. Let's try that. I am going to go ahead and leave in all of this drama just because you never know. Somebody could learn something or share something in the comments about best practices for Velcro dots. And I'm embarrassed to say that this is the first time I've actually used these. So I usually do the sew type. Okay, so this is going to be as good as it gets. It's just a paper journal. It's not going to be sent to a museum. Let's see if these will stay. Yes, they did. Yay. That is so awesome. Okay, I'm happy. Like I said, I could have done a bunch of different closures. I really just wanted to move on to my next journal. So I'm going to call this Good Enough. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up a little bit and we'll do the flip through. Okay, so the one thing about this journal that I want to point out is, first of all, I'm destroying the front of this, so I think I'm going to have to get out some washi tape and reinforce that. But because I'm making this closure to take this and put it on a shelf and not necessarily be opening and closing these all the time, I'm okay with the fact that these just aren't very sturdy. You know, they're just going to keep it closed while it's sitting on a shelf because I'm done with this journal. It's finished. So let me flip through it real quick and share some points. Like I said, this journal was really an exercise in getting rid of stuff, using things up. I have a lot of these types of images from vintage children's books, and it's really, it's one of the things I use in this journal that I'm really, really happy about. I did inking around the edges. I made them more of a feature instead of just kind of a piece that I pulled out of a book. So you may have seen this in my last video. This is the first page that I did. A cute little envelope. This is from Shabby Dabby Doodah, one of her digitals. This one right here is from Tracy Fox. I really relied on Tracy Fox's Arty group from her Etsy shop to bring kind of some cohesiveness to the whole journal. I used as much of that as I, could in here, and I just absolutely love this particular digital. It's so beautiful. This is a page, this is a backdrop page from my desk when I do some some of my painting. I keep the pages so I can, the papers so I could use them for pages. Another Louise Heinzel digital, some tags that she did her video on, a little envelope here that I dyed with some food coloring, and yeah, I'll put some journaling in there. And this is a smaller page, as you can see. Some more of the artsy and artsy, and then some more Louise Heinzel. And this is a card that came in some glasses that my husband ordered online, and I just thought it was so cute. I just added a little moth and a little piece of lined paper just to decorate. This is a part of a vintage envelope that I decorated with a flower and a little stamp. This was the envelope that was in the middle of this journal that I took out, and I reused it as a tuck spot because I glued those two pages together. This thing was getting too chunky and I had to make some sacrifices. So I pulled this little guy out and I glued those pages together. I'm only saying that because I think it's really important that if you feel like you're just kind of getting in the project of your art journal and you're just feeling a little, you're just wanting to move on, and or it's getting too chunky. I'm a firm believer in just, gluing pages together and just moving on. So other people, maybe they want to have blank pages in their journals too. Whatever you want to do, it's your journal. Just a little collage with a few things from Shabby Dabby Dude on some scrapbook paper, one of my painted pages. I really like this. So one of the things that I've done in this journal is I've put a lot of projects that I made watching other people's videos. And this was when I think Shabby Dabby Doodah did this tuck spot multi-pocketed little gizmo. And I'll make all this stuff and then I'll set it aside and then I'll go to the next project. There's always so many inspiring projects to just jump ahead into, and then you kind of have a lot left over from these things, and I say let's use them. I love this this is a tag I made several years ago. This is just some scrapbook paper, flower I cut out of some scrapbook paper, and Tim Holtz paper doll, and just put that in the back there. This is again from Tracy Fox's Arty, and this is a project that I did for a friend, and I wanted to keep the pictures and use this as inspiration or ideas. This journal is really an idea book. I actually had an idea book that I don't know if I shared on my channel or not, but it just wasn't going anywhere. There's something about the format. I'm not sure what it was, but this was actually the cover. I took that off. I used it to fill a page. So this is a kind of a mix of old projects and my idea book, and I put them together. Now I can pick this up, and if I'm kind of looking for something to do, actually, what I probably should do, and I think I may go through this, and anything that I got an idea for, like this little pocket, I should probably write maybe on the back of this card where I got the idea, the video, and maybe even the date, or at least the title of it, and put that on here so I know if I want to make this pocket again, I know where to find the video. It's a super simple pocket, but it's always fun to rewatch people's videos. Just an envelope and a little bit of something from a vintage children's book. Some Arty. Now this right here, I love. These are some envelopes, tiny mini envelopes. This was a project from Margaret at Seven Plaza. And it was just a project to make a cluster from tiny envelopes. Now, she made the envelopes and then glued them together and embellished them. She did a beautiful job. I was just kind of fooling around, but I just love this whole idea of having, you can see a little bit of something peeking out, just gluing it, in two spots so that you can put something in there and maybe see a little bit more. I love that. That was so much fun. So that's another thing I could put on the back of that, where I got that idea. An embellishment on some this is another one of those backdrop pages, and a cluster. Just, this is, yeah, this was a bit of a to-do. So I've been kind of sharing a little bit about making pockets out of clasp envelopes, and it bulked this journal up so much I had to cut the ends off. I couldn't close my journal. So if I use any more of these clasp type envelopes in my journals from going forward, I'm only going to be using one, because if you think about the paper, you know, let's see, how do I say this? 2 layers of paper, then 2 more layers of paper, then double that, and you've got 8 layers of paper just in this one spot, and it was just too thick. Oh, this was fun. Oh yeah, this is from Arty, and I put it on one of my little painted stenciled pieces there. That was one of my favorite little makes right there. I love that. This kaleidoscope in her Arty, Tracy Fox's Arty group is just, ugh, I love it. But this is kind of fun. This is something I'm going to try to do more often, is make larger, almost page size clusters and have those on hand to fill pages with. Because sometimes when you have all of that stuff out, you want to just make more of just one. You want to do more than just a page. You want to have several on hand, and then you can put all your stuff away, and you've got a nice little collection of 4 or 5 large clusters. So I'm going to definitely try that out in one of my videos coming up. Just a pocket, another page from that in my idea book. And all I did was this, it already had a pocket on it, so I put one of my little one of my little idea cards in there. Just a little journal card. This was a oh gosh, masterboard, little cutout masterboard. And then just a cluster that I had on hand. The other side of that clasp envelope, and some ideas, and another one here on a paint chip. And then I put another one of those little mini envelope tucks there with a little card. And then this was from the idea book that I tore out also, and I just glued on some of this beautiful paper from Tracy Fox and put that on there. And a little card. This is a leftover from an old journal that I made years and years ago. Another cluster. Another pocket from that idea book. Cute little pocket there that I decorated. Just use a page from a children's storybook. An envelope for some journaling. Another pocket. And this was also one of the a video that I saw that I don't know who that's from, but I definitely want to do some homework and try to figure out who had this. It might have been Shabby Dabby Doodah. I'm pretty sure it was. That's where I got that idea. So that's another thing I could put on one of these cards so I remember. Another envelope that flips out. That was fun. But I'm finding that these envelopes that I'm covering with the paper, even though I'm using thin paper, still, we're talking like getting super thick on these. So I'm going to kind of change that kind of thing up a little bit. On this one, I put on the background, because these pages that I chose for this, that's another thing that I kind of have a little bit of a regret about on this journal, is I used very cheap, thin, lined paper that I had food colored dyed. And it was just too wimpy. So I learned a lot. I mean, I've been doing art journaling for many, many years, and I'm still learning. It's amazing how, you can really, just keep learning in this thing. Especially all the beautiful videos out there that give you so many great ideas that you just want to try them all. So this is really just some tissue paper that I did some watercolor splatterings on, and that kind of strengthened that page and made it a kind of a cool background. Another page from my idea book that I reused, little envelope. This is an image from a set of stamps that I got from the post office with Shirley Temple, and sometimes they have these bigger pieces, and I've had that forever, so it's really fun to be able to finally use that. And here we go. I think this is almost, yeah, we're almost done. A little pocket from a a seed pack that I've had for years and years, a little cluster to kind of bring all the colors together. Another backdrop page that I went over and I stenciled on to try to bring the colors together. And I'm going to be super honest with you. I just don't like how that turned out. I'm sure there's a way that I could fix it, but I just kind of was like, well, you know, it is what it is. I don't know if it's because I went too dark. Maybe I should have done gray or brown or something. But yeah, I'm kind of not that happy. But I like the idea. I like the idea. I like the idea of doing this again. Another Arty Tracy Fox bit here, and another tag from Louise Heinzel. Love that. That was such a fun video. And then just a little envelope here. I didn't want to cover it because I just absolutely love her sitting there drying her hair. Let me bring that up a little bit. And watching TV, black and white TV. That's from a children's book. Just love it. It's a little envelope. I can put some journaling in there. Another envelope here with some paper dolls. And on top of an Arty digital. And then the last page, just a page that I just really, really like. It's got all the flowers. It's a decorated vintage library pocket, and the card that goes with. I think those go with. Yeah, it does. So yeah, that's the end. Okay, so closing it up. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it closes up. It closes up just fine. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot of info on the end there with, you know, the different things that I've done. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I will get back to you with an answer. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.